Dragons are not native beings to the world of Suikoden. They actually come from a parallel world within the Million Worlds called the World of Wings and Scales. Though it is known to exist by scholars and dragon knights, it is not common knowledge. Even for those who know about it, the details are shrouded in mystery and it has rarely been seen. Dragons are incapable of existing outside this realm without the Dragon Rune. Though they are not supposed to be able to enter the Suikoden world without being summoned by the rune, occasionally what is known as a wild dragon manages to enter anyway, though how they do this is unknown. These wild dragons have no bonds to the Dragon Knights and tend to terrorize the surrounding area they appear in, before vanishing just as mysteriously as they appeared, if they are not hunted down first. On very rare occasions, these wild dragons will lay eggs before disappearing, leading to more wild dragons being born into the world, Bright being one such example. In Suikoden Volume 2, Nash encounters a wild dragon terrorizing the village of Merid, and together with Humphrey and Futch, decides to hunt it down. Though they find the dragon's lair, their party is attacked by the dragon, who summons magical spheres of light that cause anyone who touches them to disappear. After losing almost the entire party to these spheres, Nash is about to attempt to kill the dragon with his grosser flus, when Bright enters the cave and appears to speak with the wild dragon. As their roars echo in the cave, another sphere of light appears, larger than the previous ones, showing a landscape of green fields and strange rock formations, with dragons flying across the vast blue sky. Futch identifies this as the World of Wings and Scales, and as the wild dragon disappears back into his own world again, the missing people are returned, showing that humans are at least able to survive in the world of dragons. For some reason, the Kiwami Encyclopedia names this world as the World of Dragons and Scales, but this appears to be a typo rather than an alternative name, as it is a bit redundant since Wings and Scales is already meant to symbolize dragons, and other entries correctly identify it as the World of Wings and Scales. The original encyclopedia also includes an entry for an entity known only as the First Mother, said to be the progenitor of all dragons and the ruler, or possibly god, of the World of Wings and Scales. But there are no more details about this mystical being. The Dragon Rune is one of the 27 true runes and serves a very specific purpose, as dragons cannot exist outside the World of Wings and Scales without it. It also grants the bearer the ability to control dragons. The caveat of this ability is that if the rune bearer were to be killed, all the dragons in the world would also die with them. Because of this grave responsibility, the bearer of the Dragon Rune always holds the position of commander of the Knights of the Dragon's Den and never fights personally on the front lines. This is why Joshua is the only Star of Destiny in the first game who does not take up residence in Torin Castle and never enters your party, letting the Vice Commander take command in their stead, though Joshua still takes part in large-scale war battles personally. Since the true runes grant their bearer agelessness, the rune is only passed on to a new commander if the current one is killed accidentally or chooses to die. By the time of Suikoden 3, Milia has become the commander, meaning that Joshua must have wished to end his life, as Bright is still alive during this time as well. Joshua served as commander of the Knights of the Dragon's Den for over 200 years. The Knights of the Dragon's Den are a knightly order based in the Torin Republic, at the fortress of Goya. They chose this region because it is home to the Dragon's Den, which they consider sacred ground, as it is normally the only place where dragons lay their eggs. They were granted autonomy by the Scarlet Moon Empire due to their military strength and live according to their own rules and customs. Because of this autonomy, it is not unusual for people wanted by the Empire to seek refuge within their territory. Children of Dragon Knights are raised within their fortress from infancy, and each year a hatching ceremony is held, where the children attempt to bond with a dragon. Though dragons typically live much longer than humans, their bond is so strong that a dragon that loses its rider will take its own life out of sorrow for their lost partner. Conversely, any knight who loses their dragon will be expelled from the order, regardless of the circumstances. Though exceedingly rare, should such a knight manage to bond with a new dragon, they can be reaccepted into the order. According to the old book in Suikoden 1, Children who are unable to bond with a dragon by the age of 6 will no longer be able to become a dragon knight, but this particular bond does not appear to be permanent, as Sharon is an apprentice knight at 16 in Suikoden 3, despite not having a dragon. Presumably, this ceremony is just meant to show the ability to bond. The knights have 9 different ranks, though in effect there are only 8, as the first rank, the Father of Dragons, is a legendary title and the position is always vacant, making the second rank the de facto highest attainable position, which is the Commander. Children who successfully bond with a dragon during the hatching ceremony are considered 9th rank, Dragon Knight Apprentices. And according to the old book, during the time of the Gate Rune War, the fortress of Goya was home to 36 full Dragon Knights, 17 Junior Knights, and 6 Apprentice Knights, though some sources state the order is supposed to have over 3,000 knights of all ranks.